Greetings, YouTube. Happy July 4th Eve, as we are just 24 hours or less from the time of posting this video away from July 4th deals. And for the first time, Kabam is so thirsty to get us to be thirsty about them that they've been running those dang banners in the game, at least if you have the right banners. Some people say they haven't even seen them, in anticipation for basically the week countdown, which was last week, but we know what tomorrow is. And so it could be tempting to think about what last July 4th was. But as I said earlier in the week when I posted the video comparing July 4th to Cyber Monday is really the bar. It's not July 4th. You can see the offers real quick in case you missed that video. This was July 4th of 2018. You saw some really pathetic 4-star shards and a small amount of tier 4 basics in really the first couple of tiers. And then that jumped, even with some 6 stones, to a marvelous hero crystal, which I do think is going to be at play. And really, if they're going to take an aspect of the July 4th 4-star deal, because Cyber Monday did not have this, especially given that July is right around the time the first 6 to 8 champions have been released in the game, I would recommend that this 4-star crystal and this 4-star class-based awakening gem be moved to the $10 deal, because in 2019, $10 is about what you should pay for a fully formed 4-star crystal, and then what you can see here should be moved all the way down to the $5 bundle. So that will take care of those couple of predictions, because that 4-star, of course, is not going to be relevant at all, even for synergy purposes now in Act 6, because we have the 4-star gate restrictions. Now let's jump from Tony Stark's briefcase. Keep in mind, again, I think this should be moved to the $10 bundle, to what I hope is now the $30 bundle. This is, at minimum, what I hope to see. A Tier 4 Class Catalyst Crystal, we get those every month for free logging in. I think they're great, and certainly you need Tier 4 Class Catalysts to rank up your champions, but they're also freaking rigged, because often, just like 5-star Awakening Gem Crystals, you'll get the class that you don't need because the algorithm knows that you're going to be thirsty to spend more units if you strike out on getting, say, the science class that you really need, or tech, mystic, etc. But I am hopeful that this is not $50 in 2019, that this is closer for sure to $30, especially given how easy it is now for that much units, for 1,450 units, to get a 5-star, not a 5-star crystal, but of course a 5-star champion out of the Cavalier crystal with those insanely high 5-star drop rates in 2019. Now, you might remember that the Odin looked really good. In July 4th, this was the first time that we had seen this at all. And I truly do believe that this is still an amazing value for bonus Tier 5 basic Catalyst fragments. But I think things have to change, particularly with 6-star shards with the Odin, and we will see how that evolved just between July 4th of last year and Cyber Monday in November. But that was July 4th, and quickly we had those terrible 1,000-unit bundles with the 4,000-unit bundles that were absolute straight trash, and then the top prizes on July 4th were a combination of the guaranteed 5-star crystal with the newest champions in the year that were released. I love these kind of crystals because you have 0% chance to get any champion outside of this. Even the featured pool is 24 champions normally. This cuts that in third to 8 champions, which is fantastic. And then they gave the 5-star class-based Awakening Gem, which was actually a ripoff because in 2017 they'd given that for the Odin, and so they basically upped the price of that from $100 to $500. Classic scam. So yeah, that was terrible. But then Cyber Monday happened, and the first 2 tiers didn't really change. In fact, these really didn't change at all. But then when you jumped to the next couple of tiers, it was a big difference. I am hopeful that the left side, that 4-star Hero Crystal, should be the featured 4-star Hero Crystal now of the 2019 champs. 2 Tier 4 Class Catalyst is fine. That's great for $10. What was $30 in 2018 should be $10 in 2019. Wouldn't this be amazing if the $29.99 Tony Stark's briefcase actually equaled the right side? If you got 7,500 5-star shards, and I don't know, because Tier 2 alphas haven't really gone down in price in a year, because rank up materials are actually more sought after now, because champions are so easy to get in the 5 and 6-star variety from Cavalier crystals, but you still have to rank those guys up. So I think in this case, I would hope that instead of getting this full thing, you'd at least get half to, in the best case scenario, a fully formed tier 2 alpha. For $30, if you got 7,500 5-star shards and a tier 2 alpha, that would be the best 850 bonus unit deal we have ever seen. And that would make me very happy, and that would absolutely get at least a grade, if not an A+. But when you jump from Black Panther's Treasure, which I do think in 2019 should also include some 6-star shards. I would love to see the $50 Black Panther's Treasure include the amount of 6-star shards we saw in the Odin in November, which is 2,500, at least 2,000. That would mean, though, if you got 2,500, that if you purchased two $50 bundles, you would have half of a 6-star for the price of an Odin. I think that's awesome. I think that's where the game needs to go. And certainly there's so many trash 6-stars still in the pool that you could spend $100 to pull a 6-star Hulkbuster. So really, there's still a lot of risk involved, even if it seems like a great deal. But personally, the reason why I get excited about these offers is because you get the units included. All of these awesome items are technically a bonus because any other day of the week outside of Cyber Monday, you're not going to get any bonus items. In fact, normally offers take the place of units for the same price. I also think it would be amazing if this year we saw a 5-star featured crystal in the All-Father Odin's Vault. In fact, it would be awesome if we saw a combination of that. Part of me still feels like because they intentionally made the 45,000 Tier 5 Basic Catalyst Fragment number divisible by 3, and they typically limit 3 Odins on July 4th, that they're not going to move the threshold of the Tier 5 Basic Catalyst Fragment. It would be disappointing because that would basically stay stable for a year, but it would also speak to the economy of the game, which is now more about rank up resources than 5 and 6-star shards because of how easy it is to get those champions and Cavalier crystals. I would love to see, at a minimum though, 5,000 6-star hero crystal shards from the Odin. Give us the ability to get a featured 6-star hero with 3 Odin purchases. If they just made that tweak, it would still be a huge improvement from what we saw a year ago. But if they don't add any more Tier 5 Basic, because personally, I think this should go here. From a 5-star hero crystal basic to a featured 5-star crystal, from 15,000 Tier 5 Basics to 22,500. So if 2 Odins gives you a fully formed Tier 5 Basic, because keep in mind you still need 3 of those things to rank up a 6-star to rank 2, and apparently that's where the game is going. And then at least 5,000 6-star Hero Crystal Shards for the Odin. That is my bar. That's what's going to get an A on July 4th. Anything below that will not get that grade for me. Thankfully, we don't have much longer to wait. We're less than 24 hours away at the time of posting this video. Now, I think the more interesting discussion is the unit deals, right? The Cyber Monday cash was still trash. I think you need 5,000 5-star Hero Crystal Shards at a minimum. If you're a Cavalier, you want the ratio to be at minimum 5-1. And we have seen that ratio outside of July 4th, so even that wouldn't be amazing. It would be better if it was a 6 or 7-1. So that means 6,000 or 7,000 5-star Hero Crystal Shards for 1,000 units. I'd also like to see some 6-star shards in the 1,000 units, even if it's just 500, but ideally, why not have 1,000? Why not have a 1-to-1 ratio for the first time of units to 6-star shards? In the same way, I'd like to see an additional, what if they did 1,000 6-star shards and an additional 4,000 6-star shards, so between the first 2 unit offers, you got that additional 5,000 6-star shards needed. If you combine that with what we saw as hopefully the $50 Black Panther's Treasure, you could form a fully formed 6-star crystal between buying 2 Black Panther's Treasures and then cashing in those units for, hopefully along with some others saved up, the 5,000 unit bundle. I think that's fair. I also think at this point, we need to see that 5-star class-based Awakening Gem in the 4,000 unit deal. Add that in along with some tier 2 alphas, and also, I think move that 4-star Awakening Gem to the 1,000 unit. Move that thing up. Keep the 5,000. No one cares about 4-star shards. Maybe put those in 1,000 units. But at this point, if you're not going to allow 4 stars into Act 6, don't try to put those into a Cavalier status deal and think that it's going to mean anything. It's not going to mean jack. But really, let's talk about the main 10,000 unit. And keep in mind, it'll be the ultimate July 4th cash, not Cyber Monday. I would love for the game to keep what was an incredible opportunity, the 5-star generic Awakening Gem, but add for the first time ever, which connects the dots, which I've been predicting for the last couple months, like a crazy conspiracy theorist, but hopefully I'm not, a first ever 6-star class-based Awakening Gem crystal. This would connect the dots between not the first, but also the second time we have seen the ability to purchase 6-star Sig Stones, which makes no sense if you can't awaken your 6-star champs, and we haven't seen awakening gems yet. Now is the time to do it, particularly with so many people leaving the game because of Alliance War issues, changes in Alliance Quest, and just overall burnout in the game. You want to give people a chance to evolve their 6-star rosters, especially in preparation of Chapter 3 of Act 6, so you're going to have to start introducing those awakening gems for 6 stars. Why not do it now? So I would keep the 5-star generic, add a 6-star awakening gem crystal with it, and then also have a couple of tier 2 alphas, and maybe, just maybe, at least 30,000 tier 5 basic Callus fragments. That would make me happy. Now keep in mind, YouTube, if we do not see this, and you're going to have to basically swallow everything in order to get a trash deal, it is better to save the 12,000 units, which is 3,000 units, or in Odin's roughly, cheaper than the combination of these 3 deals if you're not Cavalier, and purchase the 12,000 unit Cavalier rank up bundle that you get for your first initial completion clear of the final chapter of Act 6, Chapter 1, because that has that super amazing rank 4 to rank 5 5-star rank up gem crystal. If I think they're going to stick with the last 2 years deal, though, instead of maybe having one of the things I talked about, they're going to have, at a minimum, the 5-star crystal for one of the new, how many champs? Maybe around 8 champs like they did last year that were released in 2019. If you want to get me really excited, though, you make that a 6-star crystal. And if that's going to take the place of the 5-star generic awakening gem, which would be a dream for 5,000 units, that would, okay, let's just say that's the A+ offer. Let's throw the chips. If we're dreaming, let's dream big. Let's put the 5-star generic awakening gem from the 10,000 unit offer to the 4,000 unit offer, so that thing's half the price of it was in November. And then in place of the 5-star awakening gem, you give us a 6-star featured crystal of one of the 8 champs released, or how many ever it is. I'm going off of last year's statistics, but of one of the last year's champs. And on top of that, might as well call this the ultimate 6-star cash, because you're going to give us the first ever 6-star awakening gem crystal. That combined with a 6-star feature crystal of just one of the 2019 champs would make me so excited. It would also be meme central, because I get so many screenshots of 6-star Diablo. But regardless, that is what I'm hoping for tomorrow, YouTube. It is July 3rd. I promised I'd make this video. It is made. I hope and I pray with all my might that we are not disappointed, but if we are, just don't spend your money. I'll be reviewing and grading every single offer as soon as they come out. As always, that is my promise to you. Thank you for supporting my channel for the last 2 years. I am now celebrating a 2-year anniversary of my first ever MCOC video, which was the week of July 4th, 2017. So it is super exciting for me. I couldn't be prouder to represent this community. Thanks for hanging in with me, putting up with my puns, and hopefully anticipating some great July 4th, 2019 deals.